But what's your sense of what teachers think of zero tolerance? I mean, this came to be, as I said in the piece, after Columbine. Everybody got so, uptight and skittish about what happens. Because when someone comes to school, a kid comes to school with a weapon, as we saw in Columbine or other places, kids get killed, teachers get killed. Teachers have to deal with, and killed, killing people is the extreme. But whatever drama, whatever trouble breaks out in the classroom, teachers have to deal with that. So I wonder, all these years since Columbine, what teachers you think, by and large, feel about the notion of zero tolerance?
Well, I think you have three separate things at play. Number one, even though this, and so let me also say, my members were in Newtown, and some of my members were killed in Newtown. And I think we're seeing, and I just saw on TV this week a poll that said half the country wants more police officers in schools, and half the country does not. So the Newtown has actually brought back, including your senator, Newtown has actually created an additional complication here in terms of the focus on physical safety as opposed to the focus on emotional safety. And I think we have to focus on both, physical safety and emotional safety. So what teachers would say, and I would say this as well, is that guns in school are really different than almost anything else. A gun in school is a gun in school, and we should not have guns in school. And there should be real consequences for guns in school. But there's a big difference between guns in school and if kids being kids, and finding a way to ensure that we support kids who have what you and I would have called minor infractions, and which these days under zero tolerance could mean that a kid goes to juvenile detention. And I think that what's happened is that you'll hear, when I say three things, you'll hear school teachers say, kids need alternatives to suspension, they need alternatives to detention, we need restorative justice programs, we need all these kind of things. But that doesn't become the either or. The either or becomes either there's absolutely nothing or there's zero tolerance. And so that's why you've seen teachers push to the option of zero tolerance as opposed to absolutely nothing, because they don't have then any other remedies in their classrooms for how to ensure that they help all the other kids in their classrooms. And the problem is there has to be another remedy of either then zero tolerance or nothing, because we do have to find ways for all of us to be accountable for our behavior. And what I've often said is that when a child is acting out, it means that's a big red flag and something else is going on, and we have to deal with the something else that's going on. But we have to actually deal with it. And so teachers ended up liking initially zero tolerance because they didn't have any other thing. They didn't have sometimes their own tools, and they didn't have any other things. And that became the dilemma. What I'm seeing now is that many of us have said, look, we need to have the supports in place. We need to have guidance counselors. We need to have social workers. We need to have restorative justice programs. We need to have peer programs. We need to have, on the Northeast, we have something called Council for Unity, which is an amazing kind of restorative justice program. I've seen other programs as well. But I have seen lots and lots of teachers move away from that notion of zero tolerance. And we are doing, the AFT, our level best to say it's not either or. There is another medium here in terms of ensuring that we hold everybody to high expectations and high standards of behavior, but we also have to find a way to support to get that, as opposed to kicking kids out of school.